What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So apparently the Whisper mission is laughably easy right now. So for that reason, I want to make an updated version on a solo guide on how to get Whisper of the Worm. Now, I will say that this only applies to the normal version. So this will help you get the weapon, but it will not make the heroic version easier. And that's important because to get the catalyst for this, you have to do the heroic version. And honestly, a lot of these strategies for this, a lot of the encounters that this is useful for, you must have the catalyst for it. It bumps up the DPS significantly when you have the catalyst for Whisper. So if you're going to use this for the Garden of Salvation raid, if you're going to use this for Morgeth in the Last Wish raid, you have to have the catalyst for this to be viable. This will only help you get the normal version done. Now, if you're watching this too and you need help with the heroic, I do a lot of live streams, guys, so make sure you pop into those if you haven't. Subscribe, notifications, all that kind of stuff. I've helped out a bunch of people get this, and I'd be happy to help out more as we go into the season once the new content dies down. So here we are, we're in Lost Oasis, and you saw that we had a public event. You had to have the public event in order for this mission to become available. I still find this to be the best moment in Destiny 2 so far. I'd be very curious of what you guys think. This to me was the #1 moment so far in this game. I was so excited to get home and play this when it came out. So once you have a public event going on, you'll notice that we have a special yellow bar enemy. You can either have the knight, or you could have a captain down here, or there could also be a cabal guy underneath this tree. But in this particular case, we have the knight. So we want to go ahead and take him out. I am on my hunter this time. Normally if you watch any of these videos or watch live streams, I am always on my titan. But this time we're going to use hunter and see how we do. So let's get over here and take this guy out. He's got a good bit of health. Usually when you attack him like that, he'll retreat back here. But we'll use our super because it's not a big deal. I'm on my hunter and I have Raiden Flux for my exotic armor piece. I know the Stompies are good for the jumping puzzle, but I feel like the Raiden Flux will be good, and we can look at the loadout when we fly in. If you're on your Warlock, I'd probably recommend using the Crown of Tempest helmet, but if there's any Warlock mains here, let me know what you guys use for this mission on Warlock as far as your exotic armor piece and as far as your subclass. But once you take out that yellow bar enemy, either the Knight, the Captain, or the Cabal guy, this portal appears, and that is what gets you into the mission. I will say if you have a patrol going on right now, you will not have access to jump into the portal. You'll have to abandon that patrol to access the mission. So I've got hung up on that a few times. If you can't access the portal and you're standing right next to it, that is probably why. So for my weapons here, I'm using the Mida multi-tool, I'm using the Kilo shotgun, and I'm using the hammerhead. Honestly though, it doesn't even matter which weapons you're using. As a matter of fact, we can probably use something really basic here. Let's see. Hand cannons, we'll grab this one. Because honestly, I don't think it even matters what you're using for this. We'll grab this Helios hand cannon. Still flying in. Let me go ahead and equip this really quick. Alright, we'll use this hand cannon. See how it does. This mission is normally very, very tough. It's a 20-minute time mission. The enemies hit very hard. There's a certain degree of match game with it normally. And that still does apply to the heroic version. It doesn't apply to the normal version right now. And you'll see why in a moment. So I'm on my hunter right now. I've done this mission probably 1,000 times. 999 have been on my titan. I think I've done this once on my hunter and once on my warlock. So I'm a bit apprehensive here to make these jumps, but if you have the Stompies, that makes it a lot easier. But I'm using the Raiden Flux, and honestly, I'm kind of lazy. I don't feel like changing right now, so we'll use this the entire way. And that means we'll just go the longer way, which I think most people do anyway. So let's do that. So once you go through here, the jumping puzzle is still challenging, and I have a video on just the jumping puzzle alone. So if you want to watch that, I'll link that in the description as well. This puzzle takes some time to learn, and also too, it takes some time to learn the jumps that you can make. Now, if I have Stompies on, I can make this super long jump, but I don't, so I'm going to go the longer way, which involves jumping down here and following these red lights. This is kind of how you want to go about this. Alright, so the biggest challenge here is we have these platforms that kind of shoot out from the wall. So be careful with those, but you want to jump down to here, and now you can make your way over to this pillar, I guess you can call it. So let's jump over there. Okay, and we're going to keep following the red lights. That's the main theme here, is we're following the red lights through this. So jump around this way. That jump is kind of tough on a Warlock. I think you want to have Strafe Glide. Will make that a lot easier. On the Titan, the jumping puzzle in my mind is super easy. But on the Warlock and the Hunter, I do have trouble with it. Maybe it's because I don't have as much experience, but I find it to be a lot easier on the Titan with Lion Rampants. So we're going to keep going through here. As you can tell right there, I was kind of spamming the jump button. That helps you go a little bit faster, and it makes it a little bit easier to get through there. So now that we're here, we want to make our way over to that elevator. And to do that, we're going to jump across this gap and go to this section right here. And then if you crouch, you can walk underneath this area. You may have to jump there a little bit just to make sure you don't fall. I almost messed that up. Let's just wait a minute. We'll wait a moment for this to come back down. Now we're going to jump up here. Okay, so this jump is kind of tough too, because you have that thing that kind of pops out from the wall. But we're going to use the elevator to kind of make us jump a little bit higher, and we'll try to time it just right to not get hit by that thing. Once you're through here, you want to make a 90-degree turn, and now you're in this hallway right here. Now I know that you can go a lot faster than this, but I'm trying to be deliberate so that people who are watching this for the first time know where to go and how to do it. So this part can be kind of tough too. I might die here, but we're going to try to go a little bit faster. Those things popping out from the wall can easily mess you up. If you're on your Titan and you have the shield bash or the shoulder charge, it makes it easier. You can use that as a means of movement. I find that area to be really tough on my Warlock. So now I'm going to jump across this area here. I don't have the Stompies, so I'm going to have to go to each platform one at a time. So we'll try to time this just right. And we're going to keep going this way. Don't worry about the Vandals. As long as you're moving, they shouldn't hit you. There's a couple Vandals here, one behind me and one ahead of me. So I'm going to keep going across right now. I have to jump on every platform. If you have Lion Rampants, or if you're on your Warlock or Stompies, you can kind of go the long way, or you can kind of skip some of those. Rip. Nice, I made it. Almost messed up. So through here, you notice that there's a bunch of different areas to go through. You want to head over to this one in the back corner. So that's the correct one to go through. Alright, so let's keep going. There is going to be a guy that spawns back there. You can ignore him. We're going to jump down this little portal thing. Now, if you're watching this for the first time, number one, the music here is amazing. Number two, if you fall down into this crack in the floor and you drop down to this area down there, a bunch of the cursed thralls will spawn. And honestly, that is one of the best places to farm different catalysts. So any catalyst really that requires PvE kills, you can get done there super, super fast. So I made some videos on that before too, but that's a great place to farm, especially once you get comfortable with the jumping part. You can get a lot of things done pretty much in one run. So we're almost here at the end. I'm sorry I'm talking over Zol. I mess up this jump, I might die. But you want to jump down to here and mess up like me. Rip. You don't want to mess up like me and be embarrassed on video. Alright, so now we're back. I'm going to ignore that. It didn't even happen. So let's jump down here and we're going to aim for this little doorway here. Now I'm going pretty slow right now. I mean, honestly, you want to be through that area and into the fighting with around like 16 minutes, but you'll see in a moment. Right now, it really doesn't matter. I mean, you can go really fast here. Even by yourself, you can go really fast because you do way more damage versus these enemies than you normally would. I got to reiterate, though, this only applies to the normal version. It doesn't apply to the heroic. So that punch did, if you saw there, it was kind of hard to see, but that punch did nearly 200,000 damage. Like that does not normally happen. So we're gonna we're gonna keep going here. This is, I don't know when they're gonna fix this. I would take advantage of it right away, and then that will give you more time to work towards the catalyst. This also applies to 0 Hour 2, and I'll probably make a video on that tomorrow. So if you want to get Outbreak perfected, that is also a lot easier to get done too. I've helped out people on that as well if you want to pop into streams for it, but more than likely, as long as you get the jumping puzzle down, you can probably get that done pretty easy as well. Okay, so now we have the enemies spawning in. I'm going to use my super. I really don't have to, but we'll use it anyway. It might go a little bit faster. So this is where having Raiden Flux is nice, because it does extend the duration of your super. If you're on your Titan, the Doom Fangs are amazing. You guys know if you watch any of the streams I do, I use that all the time. On my Warlock, I probably would use the Crown of Tempest, but again, if there's any Warlock mains, let us know what you would use for this. So pretty much all these bullets are killing these guys in one hit. Alright, so through here we have some enemies. Like I said, in the heroic version for this, and normally there's a bit of match game for this. It doesn't say it in the modifiers, but there's almost like match game light, where to take out one of these guys with a void shield, you would need to have a void weapon. To take out the solar guys, you'd need to have a solar weapon. Right now, it's not really the case. I mean, you're pretty much just melting these guys no matter what. Now, they still do a lot of damage to you. I mean, I got beat down there by an acolyte, but this mission, I wonder how this even happened, to be honest. Like, how updating the game for Season of the Worthy made this way easier. But it's to our benefit right now, and honestly, Whisper is one of the best weapons right now to use for DPS. So if you are having trouble getting done some different encounters, Whisper is going to be the best weapon to use for that, or one of the best weapons to use for it, with changes to Izanagi's Burden and other weapons in this game right now. Whisper is once again being catapulted back to the top. Alright, so we took out all these guys here. We have just a couple more dudes to take out, and then we'll be at the final boss. And let's see how we do with our hand cannon. Oops, I forgot some guys. Rip. So apparently you have to take out the two guys behind me too. You have to take out those guys as well before you can drop down. Alright, so we will use my super one more time. I'm not going to worry about taking out the Blights. That won't matter here. Normally I would take those out, but... and you will want to take those out for the heroic version. Right now, though, it doesn't even matter. We're just going to take out these guys with our super, and then the three bosses from earlier will spawn in to fight, at least momentarily. Okay, so here's our first dude. Oh, he owned me. He destroyed me. Rip. So this hand cannon did... okay, we killed him with like 6 shots from the hand cannon. That's pretty embarrassing. Let's use that on him. Let's punch this guy. I can't believe how easy... I mean, normally this fight is really tough. I mean, you got to be pretty spot on to beat this. And right now it's pretty much a shadow of itself. So I'm sure they will fix this eventually, because you should not be able to kill that dude in 3 bullets, but right now you can. Okay, so we casually beat Whisper solo, explain the encounters with nearly 10 minutes left, and using a basic hand cannon. So Whisper is indeed much, much easier. So I would say if you don't have the weapon, take full advantage of this right now. Grab the weapon. It'll be great if you're a new light player. If you don't have it yet, it'll help out immensely. Conversely, if you have been playing for a long time and you don't have this yet, definitely take advantage of it right away, and then get a team together to get the catalyst, because you need this in order to make this viable for DPS situations. No matter what though, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you had a good time watching this video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. More importantly though, best of luck getting this weapon, and I cannot wait to play with you guys in live streams or in general with this channel. See you guys. We'll talk soon.